What's going on, chicken nuggets? We are leaving the Goodwood Festival of Speed and we're doing an intro, which is kind of a bit the wrong way around, but we are going to give you a quick wrap up on what the highlights of the Festival of Speed were for us, or certainly for me, and tell you a bit about the show as well. So if you don't know, the Goodwood Festival of Speed is a car event, car show, but unlike the Geneva Motor Show, Frankfurt Motor Show, Pebble Beach, Quail, the cars aren't just static, the cars actually move as well. So you see the cars and hear the cars going up the hill, which is a sort of mini hill climb, and we're talking Formula 1 cars, Le Mans cars, classic cars, supercars, hypercars, prototype cars. Everything you can imagine is going up the hill, which is, so it makes it for a really, really cool event. You can get really up close and personal cars, see, touch, feel the cars, but you can see them and hear them and smell them as well going up the hill. So that is why, for me, Goodwood kind of stands out as being probably the best motor show in the world. We certainly got there in style. We arrived at the Goodwood Festival on Wednesday evening. It doesn't start until Thursday, but we arrived in a Bugatti Chiron. Now, it doesn't kind of get much better than that. We were in a Bugatti Chiron under the very watchful eye of Andy Wallace, the test driver, the Bugatti test driver, and also I wasn't driving. I was in the support vehicle with David Green. David Green was driving. He was doing a piece for ITV, so we did it behind the scenes. So you can see that video very soon coming to Lovecars. A couple of other major highlights, that clearly being one. I think one of the highlights for me, for sure, I was lucky to get a ride up the hill in a Wyra BC with my friend Francis Falconer, who was driving. So that was a lot of fun. If you don't know, all the cars congregate at the supercar paddock, and it's just incredible because all the cars are there and you can just see them and hear them. And then we drive down the hill, we turn around, which is a really cool turning spot. People just getting the back end out and having a bit of fun turning around there quite often. And then we head up the hill. Now, typically the hypercars and the supercars, they don't try and get a good time. They're just doing it just to show you what the cars are like. But still, we're not hanging about, and we certainly didn't hang around in that Wyra BC. And then when you get to the top of the hill, the very top of the hill, there's a tiny little grandstand, and I urge you to try and check this out one year if you can, if you have the opportunity. But at the top of the hill, everybody congregates, all the cars are there. So I'm talking to Sir Chris Hoy, Max, Marco Mampelli from Lamborghini, all these people, really nice people and lots of car people. This congregation of supercars and hypercars, the latest and greatest, are just there together. Then all of a sudden, you get some cars coming in at the top. We had the Noble, the new Noble, I think it's the N600 that came in. And the guy, whoever's driving that, what a boss. He came in sideways, and even all the pro drivers were clapping and cheering for him. And the same then, Oliver James Webb did exactly the same in the BAC Mono. Came in absolutely sideways, all the tyres lit. And he got a round of applause as well. So that was really good fun. I'm looking forward to checking that out in a bit more detail next year. What else stood out for me? Well, it was good to see the LM, the P1 LM, after it just set its Nürburgring record. And that's a stunning looking car. I'm a big fan of the P1 anyway. So it was very nice to see the P1 LM. Great to see Ferrari. They were there in force for sure, as you would imagine, for their 70th year, for their 70th anniversary for Ferrari. And there was everything there for the Ferrari. So it was good to see them. Lamborghini as well. I mentioned Max and also Marco Mampelli. They were in a Centenario and a Prefermonte. What else? Oh, the Project 8. What do you think of the Project 8? 600 horsepower V8 supercharged car. Are they going to make 300? They're all going to be left-hand drive, which is always quite odd for a British car manufacturer. We drive on this side of the road, the right-hand side of the road, the correct side of the road, or the steering wheel on the correct side of the road. And they're all going to be left-hand drive. Just to get an indication of how fast it is, they're pitching against the Nissan GTR, so it's a very fast car. And I love one of the facts I heard about the Project 8, that at 186 miles an hour, it generates 122 kilograms of downforce, which I thought was really cool. That's basically Jaguar saying, drive this car fast. Porsche GT2 RS, lots of hype around this car, really. I don't know how Porsche have done it, but they're doing a phenomenal job in their marketing department, because huge amounts of hype around the Porsche GT2 RS. yeah, it'd be an interesting car, it'd be a fun car, that's for sure. I also got the opportunity to catch up with my old mate Mark Catino. We had a little walk around the supercar paddock, and it's interesting to see what his thoughts were as well. Always on the gram, always on the gram. Mark Catino needs no introduction. The most famous man on the whole of YouTube, social media, automotive social media. What number are you? That's my age as well. So when did you start with your YouTube?
Quite a long time, actually. 2006.
2006? Wow. Rimac. Now this has become very famous all of a sudden. Of course, we know we know what Rimac is, and any car people do. But a lot of people have been asking me, and I'm sure you as well, what was the car that Richard Hammond crashed in? And now this car has become very famous.
Yeah.
But it's an unbelievably fast car.
Yeah.
Looks
lots of technology inside.
Technology is really good. I was speaking to the guys earlier about the crash, and they said, look, it's one of those things. You know, it happens. There's nothing to do with the car. And he's admitted liability.
Yeah.
So it's just one of those things, I guess. 720, this colour's nice.
Love the car.
What do you think of the car? Okay, not the car. Forget that. We haven't got that much time. What do you think of the headlights?
No.
Oh, really?
That's the part I dislike most. I think the back looks great, but the front, I'm still not sure about that.
Now we have some Ferraris. Now we're coming into like an Italian section. The FFXK. That colour, the colour is mega. I love the colour, absolutely mega. Now I just went up the hill in this, and I have to say, wow, wow, and it pops as well. The noise when you build up a little bit of fuel in the exhaust, woo, sounds amazing. This was a lot of fun. I know I can tell you a story. I'll tell you a secret. So we went up the hill, and they said if it's raining, you have to have the traction control on wet. No problem. So on the way up, we had the traction control on wet. But on the way down, they didn't say anything about the traction control. So on the way down, we drove faster than we did on the way up. But that was a lot of fun. What do you think of the Centenario? How do you pronounce it in Italian first and foremost?
Centenario.
Centenario. The Centenario. What do you think? This exposed carbon, they've done an amazing job with this.
Yeah, it looks great in full carbon fiber.
This was in our rearview mirror the whole way up the hill, actually. It would look absolutely mega. I love this as well, all the highlights here in bright yellow. And Marco Mampelli was driving the Performante, is that right? Performante, I'm sorry. Thank you for my Italian lesson. Marco was driving the Performante, and he doesn't hang about, this guy. Max was driving this, and Marco was driving that. Good fun. This, which would you choose? Forget the money, forget the money. Don't think about the money.
This looks absolutely great.
Yeah. So there we go, I think supercar paddock done. Yeah. So it's time to reveal my absolute highlight of the show. There was so much to take in, going up the hill in the Wire BC, catching up with lots of different people, seeing all the wonderful, amazing cars that were there. But the highlight for me, without any question, was having the absolute honour and privilege to announce to the world the latest, newest addition to the Rolls-Royce fleet, which is the Rolls-Royce Dawn Black Badge. Now, we announced it live on their social media. You can follow them on Spirits of Rolls-Royce and on the Lovecars social media as well. We got 1.4 million people on our Facebook page. So it was good fun. It was very entertaining. And we provided the first ever video along with the first live session ever of this Rolls-Royce Dawn Black Badge. So that was a real honour and real privilege to me. I've grown up looking up to Rolls-Royce, and I used to go to London and count the how many Rolls-Royces we could see with my father. So it was, Rolls-Royce has always to me been absolutely synonymous with the height of luxury and refinement, and not just within the automotive industry, but through any brand. Rolls-Royce is recognised as being absolutely at the top of their game. So that was such a privilege and an honour for me, and indeed my whole team as well. So all of you at Rolls-Royce, you know how grateful we are for that opportunity. I love this car! I love this car. Journeys don't seem long when you're driving a nice car. I love this car. We're driving over some amazing roads. Anyway, guys, I digress. We need some likes, we need some views, we need some subscribers, so make sure you tell people about us if you like our videos, and hopefully, I love this car, hopefully we'll keep providing you some quality content, and you'll help us and get us a few likes, subscribers, and so on and so forth. And please do me a favour, tell me what your favourite car is that you saw in this video clip in the comments below. I'm interested to find out what your favourite car is. So let me know below. And thanks for watching. As always, catch up with you soon.